Oh, I forgot to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. We don't want it to ring in the middle. My kids are outside and they're already loud. Might be interesting. Okay. All right, so coming at you with one eye. I hope that heals fast for you, Lisa. Gosh, what a pain. Okay, so we're gonna do these two plants here today. So I don't remember what colors. Hold on. The medium green and the dark green. Uh-oh. I lost my tag. Okay, so we're gonna be using $6.99 and $7.01, and then we've got some blue little flowers. So we're gonna use $5.18 and $37.61. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's do these three over here first, and then we'll move on to our little leaves. Who can hear my children? Is it just me? I'm hoping it's just me. They are like screaming at each other. Okay. So let's see how many strands I have here. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys can't hear them. Somebody tell me so I can stop worrying about it. I can hear them. They are having fun. I don't know if it's fun or not, but they're outside, so. Lincoln, please go talk to your siblings. Lincoln comes in. We're not having fun. No, we're not. Okay, so we're going to do 3 strands of the darkest green. It's $6.99. Enjoy them. Oh my gosh. Well, at least if it sounds fun. I don't think it sounds fun. I know my kids' screams, and those are not fun screams. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to do a back stitch, and then we're going to whip it. So, depending on how tight you want that woven is how big you're going to make these stitches. So if you want that to be like really tightly woven, like really twisted in the stem, then you want shorter stitches. If you just want to keep these longer, you totally can. I'm going to do kind of somewhere in the middle, kind of a medium sized stitch. So we're going to go from the bottom forward, and then we're going to go back and stitch. And then I like to thread save, and so I go forward for my next stitch, and then I back stitch. The only thing you need to remember if you do this instead of just a regular back stitch is that when you get to the end, your last one has to be a back stitch, or else you're not going to be able to whip it. Whip it, my fave. I love whipped back stitch. Like, it's so pretty. It just looks so good. It's so fun. Okay, so once we have our back stitch, you're gonna come back up in this same hole that you used to come up last time. And then we're gonna weave under our stitches, right to left or left to right. It doesn't matter, just always go the same way. And so what it does is just kind of makes that back stitch look a lot more even, kind of gives it like a twisted look. And this is really fun to do with two colors, like at Christmas time, you can do red and white and it looks like little candy canes. It's so fun. But it's also nice for stems. Also, if your back stitch is ever looking a little messy, you just throw a whipped back stitch over top and it will just clean that right up. It's like the duct tape of stitching. So I'm going to do all 3 stems and then we'll add some leaves because I feel like doing it that way. These are getting a little crazy. All right, so we're going to do that last one as a back stitch. And then we're going to come up here and whip it. Okay. We've got one more. And it's gonna start right here behind the bench. Now we have this little leaf in the way right here. So I'm just gonna stitch this like regular and then I'll just stitch over the top of it when I do the leaf next. I'm just not even worried about that at all. All right, and we're gonna just head on back down this little stem. I really love a good whipped back stitch. Makes me think of the song, whip it real good. Is that the words? I am not a singer. You will not be hearing me singing. Okay. So there we go. We have our 3 stems. And then let me just tie this off and get another piece of thread because I will not have enough to do leaves. Okay. Who was I having this conversation with the other day? Was it Giselle? We were talking about that song. I sent you the funny meme. I should share it again. I'll have to since we're doing whip back stitch today. Okay. So check out my stories later if you feel like laughing. Yes, it was Giselle. We had a good conversation about it. Oh, because we were talking about the shirts and I couldn't decide if I wanted to. So the embroidery threads shirt that I made, I couldn't decide if I wanted whip it at the end of the favorite stitches list. This says back stitch and I added whip it because it made me laugh. Oh my gosh, I cannot thread this needle. Struggling. Okay, got it. That was like the 10th try. That was not good. Okay. So when I'm working with leaves, I usually like to start at the top of the leaf and work my way down. So I almost always start with the uppermost leaf so then I can work here and then my my thread doesn't have to travel very far to like get to here. Because if you work from the bottom, then you're clear down here and then you have to come clear up here. So anyways, that's what I do. So I'm going to start up here and we're just going to do some straight stitches, kind of a satin stitch-ish, but less. So I usually just do 2 or 3 stitches just right next to each other, just to give them that like straight pointed kind of look. Did I say I was using 4 strands? I don't think I said that. I'm using 4 strands. You could use less strands if you wanted. You could really just do 1 stitch like that if you wanted to, but I kind of like to have them look a little bit just slightly rounded. All right, we've got 2 more. I just realized that they are all on the right side. That bugs me. Hold on. If I do this one, then that one has to be there and it's kind of in the way. But if I do it here, then it's kind of empty over there. Okay, that's just too bad that they're all on the right side. Okay, there is our little leaves. And now we can add the flowers. So you really could do the flowers first if you wanted to, before you did the leaves, but I'm trying to decide. I want one right here too. Just a single strand. Thanks, Christy. Okay, let's tie that off. Okay, trimming that. Oh, this is falling out. Okay. All right, we are gonna start with the darker blue. So this is 518. And we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna do 4 strands. Let's see if I can thread a needle tonight. My eyes feel really tired. It's not like I've been stitching all day or anything. I have been cross-stitching all day. Makes my eyes tired. Okay, so we are gonna do some lazy daisies. So these are just kind of our guides. So I like to do, I usually like to do like 4 or 5 when I'm doing flowers like this. Oh shoot. Do I wanna work my way from the top? I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe we'll try another way on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna go up and down in that same hole. And then we're gonna do a little tack it down. All right. Whoop, whoop. Oh, they came inside. Hey, why don't you guys get an iPad and go watch a show in my room? Okay. All right, and then we're just gonna come up right next to this one that we just did, and then come up a little bit. We should have started at the top. I'll do the next one when we start at the top. Grab your iPad and go the other one, please. Your eye hurts? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. See, because now this one's on top instead of the bottom on top. All right, I'm going to change colors. Let me grab, I don't want to take this out because it's, I'm going to leave that. Hold on. Okay. So our lighter blue is 3761. I'm going to stay with the 4 strands. And let me just tie a little knot. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top of this flower and then I'll work my way down into the darker blue. So we're going to go up and down. We're just going to do 1 straight one at the top. Oh, we've got a little knot. Hold on. All right, and we'll tack that down. And then we can work those lazy daisies this way. You're terrible at lazy daisies. Not sure why. Any tips? Like, are they, like, what are you not loving about them? Are they too pointed? Are they, like, do they just not lay how you want them to? Give me more information. This flower got a little bit out of control. I have to do another one over top. Hold on. Don't start one way and then start going the other way. That is our new rule from tonight. I'm just going to have to redo that entire thing. I hate it. They don't lay very flat and they kind of end up like a straight line rather than a cute loop. Okay, hold on. I got to cut this out. I am not happy with this at all. Cutting things out when you hate it feels really good also. Sometimes my lazy daisy looks stringy, if that makes sense. Oh, like maybe the stringy, like the thread is separating. Jessie, I will talk about that in just a second. Let me pull these out real quick. Lazy daisies and French knots are the worst to pull out because French knots are, I mean, it's a knot, but lazy daisies with like this part that you tack down, it's just like this itty bitty little piece that's like so annoying to pull out. Yes. Yeah, so I would say I mean, that doesn't really bug me, Jana, personally. But if that starts to happen, you can just like get your thread and like twist it back together or use shorter pieces. It's going to be less likely to happen if you're using like 6 strands that didn't get untwisted. I think they're kind of cute when they come apart like that. Okay. There, let's start over. Okay. That was fun. Yeah, like if it's starting, cause like this one, like where it's like 4 strands and then I just like doubled it over. So these are gonna like come apart a little bit more, but you could always like twist this and then do them. They'll stay together a little bit. But honestly, I kind of like when they start to kind of come apart. Okay. Here is my thoughts on lazy daisies. The tighter you pull them, the straighter they're going to be. So if you want like a cute loop, you have to just like let it be. So make sure you're going in and out of the same hole or like really, really close to it. And then I sometimes just leave my loop out of the way so I know where I want it to come up, and then I loop over top. Pull this like so it's snug, but not too snug. So you could leave it like really open like this and just tack it down, because that's going to be really open. Or if you pull it a little tighter, that'll just tighten that up. But the tighter you pull this, hold on, the straighter it's going to be. So if you want them to be looped, like loopy, you have to let them be looped and then tack it down. And like, it's not going to go anywhere because you've tacked it down. So then it will kind of be a little bit fuller. But see, Jana, those ones are like coming apart right there. I don't know. I don't, that doesn't bother me. I think they're kind of cute. So I don't have a problem with them doing that. But if you do, just like twist your thread back together. So like, I kind of know about, like, I leave it just a tiny bit open and then tack it down. But the tighter you pull it, the more like V-shaped it's going to be. Does that help? Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So I'm doing like a whole stitch length between these two so that I can do this next one. That helps a ton, thank you. You're welcome. If it's not working, let me know. We can discuss more if you need to. But try just like leaving them pretty open. Oh my gosh, I just looked at how many people are watching this live. I don't think I've ever had 10 people all at the same time. That's fun. Aren't we glad we ripped out that first one? Look how cute this one is. Okay, let me tie this off. Well, no, let's leave it. Let's just go to the next. I'm just going to do the next one. And then this one's going to be a little bit smaller. I think I'm just going to do the top and then one row of light blue. And these are just going to overlap on each other. Nights are the best to watch. The only problem I have at night is that like my kids are needy sometimes at night, and my husband is not always home to like take care of them. Or like during the school year, during the college school year, I work 2 or 3 nights a week, so I don't want to like be gone 2 or 3 nights and then also like do stitch alongs at night. But we're in the summer semester right now, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 3, and then we'll do some dark blue below it. And then we've got one here. I think I'll just do 1 with the dark blue, and then we'll move on to our like leafy plant. Ooh. Okay. This is going to be like the perfect amount of light blue. I'm going to run out on my next loop, or really close to it anyways. All right. There's all of our light blue. Okay. This light blue thread is really old. It's like from one of my mom's or grandma's stashes, and it is like, I feel like it's so finicky. Like it wants to knot. It wants to be in knots. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep with our 4 strands and do the dark blue. Okay. Last time the needle only took me 1 try to thread it, so let's see if we can do that again. Oh yeah. All right. Tying a little knot. All right, so I'm gonna make these ones just slightly smaller. I just come out like to here. Whoops, pulled the knot instead of my needle. And this one's going to be over top a little bit here. And then this one will be on our stem. Oh my goodness, I love these flowers. I think they're so cute. Okay, there's one done. So with these ones that you're overlapping, just overlap them. It's fine. Just come up wherever you need to come up and tack it down where you need to tack it down, and it'll be fine. Okay? Thanks, Lisa. Can you even see? She had some eye stuff going on. Oh, I said I was only going to do 1. Well, I'll do the second one too. There we go. last one, or second to last one, I guess. Haha, yeah, one eye. Okay. There we go. And then I will let you do that last one on your own. It's 7:30 already. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to finish this in a minute, so I'm going to move it to the side and get out my other needle because we need to work on this. Okay, so where is my other green? Oh, there it is. Put it in my bag. So we're going to do 701 for this other one. So it's a little bit lighter than the 699. It's got a little knot in it. Okay, there we go. I feel like Mike Wazowski. Hey, he's cute. Okay, how many strands do we want to use? Do we want these big chunky or do we want them daintier? I think I'm going to stick with my 4. I'm feeling the 4 with this hoop. Okay, so we are going to do back stitch for the stems, and then we're going to do a fishbone stitch for the leaves. Okay, so I'm just going to start down here and just do one stitch here that's going to go like under the bench. These are just odd shaped. I like to do them from like leaf to leaf. So there is our stem. And then where we put our stitches in is where we're going to put our leaves. Okay, so with a fishbone, hold on, let me grab my marker. If you want to make a guide, you can. We're going to kind of work across this middle line here. So our first stitch is going to go from the top and just halfway down. And then we're going to work on every other side. So depending on how what's the word? I can't think of it. So you could come up here and do like really exaggerated V's, or you could do them like stitch it down here. So you have like a less exaggerated, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. So you can have them like more like this or more like this, depending on where you want to put that. I kind of like somewhere in the middle. So we're going to come from this side and we're going to cross over the middle and put our needle down there. Okay, and then our next one is we're going to come up on the other side. And we're going to go down about the same spot on the other side. So it's almost like a braid. And it just creates a fun texture on our leaves. So you have to work every other side so that they like weave over one another. And I don't get my stitches too close together, like right here. Like with a satin stitch, you kind of keep them pretty close together. These ones I do a little bit further apart. But you just keep working that way until you get to the bottom of your leaf. See how cute that like braided look is? And then the back looks really cool too. So once I get closer to the bottom, like where I'm at right now, I don't quite get them as far over here. I kind of just start putting them like closer to the middle. Because it just gets a little bit harder to keep that momentum going, because we want this to like taper off at the bottom of our leaf. So I think we'll just do one more on each side. So the last ones, you want it to go into your stem, and then the same thing over here. And into the stem, and that finishes it off. So cute! I just really like the texture of these. Mine's a little bit longer over here and shorter over here, which is fine. Leaves are not perfect. So once we get to kind of these smaller ones, sometimes it's a little bit easier. Whoops, sorry about that. To have your line go down a little bit further and keep these stitches a little longer as well. So, oh my gosh, I keep hitting my camera, I'm sorry. And just like bring these all the way down to the bottom. So you can kind of keep that same look, but you have a smaller leaf. And so it's a little bit harder to get too much texture. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one more. So do you see the difference? Like if you do this at a like smaller angle, it creates more of a fishbone, where this one is still like crossed in there, but it's just not quite as detailed. But these smaller leaves are going to be a little bit easier to, because they're not going to require as many stitches since they're smaller leaves. But it's still fun to kind of give them a little bit of an edge. It's just a little less noticeable. What do we think? Okay, so I'm gonna let you finish the rest of this on your own. I'm gonna finish the leaves and then I will start, I don't know what's going on down here. Oh, I've got one leaf coming like this and then one coming like this. I don't know what I was doing there. Fill this in however you want, however feels best. But anyways, I'm gonna let you finish this. Oh, let me just do this one over here since we're like covering up other stitches, just so you can kind of, if you're a little nervous about it. We're just gonna do just what we were doing, but just over top of these other threads. So it'll be a little bit puffier than the others because it's got threads underneath it, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. One more. And since there's no stem to connect it to, just make sure you end these two in the same spot. So I'm just going to go into this same hole here and call it done. What do we think? So cute. Look at those. Oh my gosh, our garden is coming together. Okay, so I'm going to work on this. I don't want to keep you if you have things going on What time is it? 7:40? Yeah, I've got to do bedtime in like 15 minutes. So I'm going to see how much of this I can work on. And yeah, tomorrow, I don't know. I had this plan, but I'm unsure. I'm still like, I have an idea of what I want the gnome to look like, but I'm just not sure on him yet. So we will have to do him here soon, but he's not ready. He's not ready yet. So anyways, keep working on these, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll be back to the morning, so 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thanks for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.